Okay, that's good.
Okay.
You're not, yeah, I started it without you in the middle of saying something. That
Exactly, because I was watching for that red dot.
That's good. You're learning. I'm Eric Paul Johnson, or
And
Pigpen,
I'm Eric Sensen.
hmm or Dookie. That was the other one.
Yes,
Yeah,
Pigpen and Dookie.
Pigpen and Dookie in heaven. I that
In
went.
heaven, everything is fine. In heaven, everything is fine. You've got your good stuff, and I've got mine. Oh, that's not the song.
I don't think no. Heaven only knows is what we're talking about.
Okay. Ah, shout out to the lady behind the radiator and anybody who knows what movie I was referencing.
Because I don't. G. Brewer. I prefer the alternate arrangement with opening sequence before Jeff begins in prayer. Our Father who art in heaven. I didn't understand.
MJ Fold says, also prefer that alternative version with the intro. I think of all the reissues, Balance of Power on CD was probably my favorite as they add so much great extra stuff. Really felt worth buying again, unlike some of the earlier re-releases where that were more stingy in extras. I think it's probably because some of the earlier stuff, they put all the good stuff on the actual album.
Yeah, and either just
that was the difference.
yeah, and they just got rid of all the extra stuff because well, the album's done. We don't need this anymore. Or it was just yeah. There's some that are just home demos, and we'll get to those later. I don't know if there's actually. I've got an episode set up for the home demo of On the Run. I'll have to look at the Excel sheet. I hope not, because it seems like a waste of everybody's time. Something that probably should have been covered when we talked about On the Run. And we may have. I don't know. The On the Run episode was like a million years ago. I don't remember. I know we did it and that we liked the song. That's as much as I can tell you. Tracer Anthony. And thus begins the final album with the last remaining tenuous links to what was once the classic and great Electric Light Orchestra. Sure, years later, eventually there would be Zoom, Alone in the Universe, and From Out of Nowhere. But those offerings, in my opinion, are little more than glorified Jeff Lynne's solo efforts. While undeniably pleasant, ultimately, those later albums are mere remnants of a once great and thriving musical experiment. And heaven only knows, I am really on the level saying that. Yeah, yeah. I save all that stuff for when we get to it. Then you'll really hear me tear into it or love it. See what happens.
And it's good to know that you're on the square and that you're on the level.
Yeah.
And Karen Godwin Harrison says, good podcast. I'm on the side of big fan of Balance of Power. But where are your smiling, bantering faces? Well,
Oh,
right here.
right here.
We smile and we banter for your amusement when it, for your amusement
Best smile
when
I
it
can.
comes to the letters and responses and stuff.
Yeah,
But
the Zoomcast. I mean,
yeah, but
there's.
actual podcast, yeah, it's on our it's audio only
Mm-hmm.
because there's a lot of editing to be done with that too.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I don't think Eric Paul wants to be saddled, or Pigpen over here wants to be saddled with a crap ton of video editing on top of audio editing.
Video editing takes up a whole lot more mess of space on my computer that I don't have, so that's one reason. And also, it's probably going to look pretty obvious because mostly what I cut out is a lot of the stammering and ums and ahs. So if I cut that out, then there's going to be a lot of jerking because they're still moving when we're talking. So
Otherwise, it'll look like most YouTube videos.
yeah, and I don't want to look. I aim for trying to be at least professional sounding as I can do with what I've got. So I don't want it to sound. This is as amateur as we get, and I'll just like to keep it as amateur
Right.
as it is.
Even though I am thinking of doing something myself similar to what we do with the letters and everything, because I've been watching. There's a YouTube channel called Sea of Tranquility, where it's basically a bunch of guys discussing albums and
Mm-hmm.
groups and stuff like that. It's mainly heavy metal and hard rock, so I know that Eric Paul's not watching it, but no, it's something that they just do over Zoom, and they don't really do any editing or anything like that. They just simply call each other and talk, and whatever happens just happens, including normal service interruptions and everything. So it's kind of like watching a meeting at work, except they're actually talking about something you want to hear about.
Right. Because right there, what you did, that was real professional.
Exactly.
The
Reposition the
camera
camera.
there. Yeah. And I do have another smile, but it terrified my last girlfriend. It also scares Madeline too if I do it. So there's my smiling face.
Oh no, I do something similar like that.
Yeah, so there you go. There's our smiling faces. Let's see. Let's do both of them at the same time. Maybe I can use that as the image for the.
That's got me out of a lot of boring dates too.
Mm-hmm. All right, you go ahead. All right, I think we held it long enough to grab it.
Yeah.
Okay. Corey Gomel. If this episode is as good as the cover art, I can't wait to hear it. The cover art was done by Tracer Anthony, I believe. I'm bad at getting names right, and it was a sexy girl. So here's. Let's do.
No.
Hopefully that works for you, Corey.
And this, yeah, in fact, that would be better to edit out than me adjusting my camera.
Well, maybe that
This is
will.
as much skin as you're going to see from me. So
Maybe that'll drive the nose cancer out of Corey right now. So
true.
Work better than chemotherapy and whatever else they do.
Yeah, I could imagine people ejecting a number of things when seeing that. Yes.
Yeah.
Mainly lunch. Like both versions of Heavenly
Wait, hold on. Who's saying
Are you
this?
talking?
Who is saying this?
Oh. Steve Monahan.
There you go.
Says, like both versions of Heavenly Only Knows, the alternate version is an interesting offering.
Mm-hmm.
I see what you did there.
Taz Barkley. She's our new voicemail bumper voice. Taz Barkley, the angelic harmony surrounding my voice. Great episode once again. Oh, thank you. I love both versions, to be honest. Well, good.
And MJ Fold says, I rather like this song. Great opener, but to coin a phrase from EPJ, sweet Jesus, I really love the alternative version. Love the opening intro and the other version as one whole lovely thing.
Yeah, I think I said that I liked the alternate version a little bit more than the Balance of Power version. We recorded that episode like 10 weeks ago. It's already in the distant past. So, and I haven't had a chance to listen to it since it posted, which I usually do just to kind of remind myself, oh, I said that? We did that? Okay. Mike Hudson, I prefer the album version. The alternate version sounds like it was thrown together, but I do like the short opening, as it is listed on the Balance of Power remaster. I miss things like that on recent E.L.O. offerings. I wish he'd put this bit at the beginning of the original album version. Heaven Only Knows is a good track, and one of the better tracks on Balance of Power. Yeah, I'm. That was one of the things that I really love about E.L.O. and hated to see when it went. I think it was from On the Third Day is when it started and up until Secret Messages, with the exception of Out of the Blue, where the album didn't just jump into, here we go, here are the songs. There was like some sort of overture, some sort of intro, something happening that made this sound like this isn't just a compilation of our latest songs. This is a scene, man. This is a show that's going on. So here's your intro, here's your outro. Enjoy everything that's in between. I don't want to say too much because I'll get deeper into that when we do the Balance of Power bonus tracks episode, which probably won't post for another 12 weeks. We're way ahead of the schedule.
Eldon Warfield says, great song. Another one of my 200 favorite E.L.O. songs.
Yeah, I'd say there's probably about 200 good E.L.O. songs. Probably more. I haven't finished the count yet. Okay,
The
close.
count.
The counting
One
of...
E.L.O. song, blah. Two E.L.O. song, blah.
No, nothing like that.
Oh, okay.
How many ELO songs that the ELO did? That's why their episode number. That's how I'm. It's one of my little
I don't
quirks.
know what episode it is, but you can tell me the exact date and time of a star date.
Oh no, I cannot. Not without
App for that. I'm quite sure you're using an
yes.
app.
There was a website. There's a website you can go and you can type in the star date and it will give you the exact date and time.
Yeah, and I was just making them up.
Well, there you go. You were pretty good with at least.
If anybody's wondering what the reference, I was doing some silly captain's log quotes on Facebook.
And you were pretty good with making up those star dates because I think they were within the same year.
Yeah.
2268. So, okay. I think we're done here.
I think we're done.
I think that's it. Okay.
Okay.
All right. We really need to come up with a sign off. I don't know. Get the hell out of here, Pancake.
Exactly.
Yeah.